Plumbing kitchen sink, have you tried to attach the pipes below the sink or underneath the sink to the basket strainer, and you come across a fitting, something that perhaps looks like a top hat? I'm not so certain what they call it, but I'm sure there's a name. But this fitting here would go up and fit flush with the bottom of the basket strainer. So question, how does one make a seal? There are, when doing the part, if you have a 2-bay sink, you would have 2 of these. If you have a 1-bay sink, you would have 1. So the question being, what type of parts would an individual need to bring this job to fruition? Question one would need this pipe, and then you would have to cut it according to the length of what you need, and that would vary from job to job, which is not a big deal. If you need it this length, cut it here. If you need it this length, cut it here, because you have another pipe that attaches onto this. Then we have a nut here, or a bushing. I shouldn't say a nut, a washer. And as if one notes this washer is different than the other washers that generally connect the pipes together. So this has a flared end on one end. Well, let me correct myself. I'm not certain that's not necessarily a flared, but it kind of flares out per se. But this is kind of what it looks like from a vantage point. So we have this, and then we have the nut. So do keep in mind when plumbing a kitchen sink, normally this would be 1.5 inches. So sometimes bathroom is 1 1/4 inches. Now, my opinion is, again, as I iterated earlier, that I'm not certain why they just don't keep it 1.5 for the kitchen and the bathroom. But notwithstanding, I didn't design it. Some are, some aren't, but generally speaking, 1.5 and 1 1/4. But kitchen sink is 1 1/4. So what do we do here to get this job? It's very simple. You just take this pipe here after cutting it to length. Then you take this bushing here, and you simply insert this bushing here. Then you go here, you have the washer. Perhaps you can get the washer. It doesn't matter which order you do this in. I guess it does, but then you pull this up. And now do keep in mind, sometimes this washer here, now you tighten the washer on. But if you leave this bushing out of the washer here, in many instances, you may have a leak underneath the kitchen sink, a drip, 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 when the water drains from the kitchen sink. So in that case, just put a bucket under it and redo it. It's not that big of a deal. So here we've got 3 parts. We've got the piece of pipe, we've got the little bushing, and we've got the nut. So, or the washer, whatever terminology one would like to use. So now we just simply screw this up. Now, do keep in mind, some people use a metal washer, and myself, I like a metal washer underneath the sink myself, but it doesn't. As long as it makes a seal, that's it. So basically, we have this. Go over it one more time. We take this little nut out. We have a flared end. Then we simply take this washer here, just sit it in here. Pull this up, tighten this up to the bottom of the basket strainer, and it's that simple, and you're done. Now, keep in mind, if you have a 2-bay sink, you will need 2 of these. You will need to duplicate this, 1, 2. If you have a 1-bay sink, you will need to do 1. So then when you go down, you would use another type of washer, and perhaps the same nuts or a similar nut, but a different kind of bushing there. But this is how to connect the PVC pipe, or whatever pipe this is, to the bottom of the basket strainer for a kitchen sink. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.